details. As part of Egypt and the Armed Forces celebration of the 43rd anniversary of Sinai Liberation Day, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi led a wreath of flowers on Thursday on the Armed Forces Martyrs Memorial in Nasr City on Thursday. Upon his arrival, President el-Sisi was received by Lieutenant General Abdelmajid Sakr, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and Minister of Military Production. The head of state also visited the grave of late President Muhammad Anwar al-Sadat, where he led a wreath of flowers. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, received a cable of greetings from Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli on the occasion marking the 43rd Sinai Liberation Day. Also, Parliament Speaker Hanafi Gibali sent a greeting cable to the President on Sinai Day. The House of Representatives Speaker described April 25, 1982 as one of the main gains of the Great October 1973 war victory. Armed Forces General Commander Defense Minister General Abdelmajid Sakr also greeted President Sisi on the occasion, wishing happy returns of the day with best of health for the President and security and stability for the nation. Minister of the Interior Major General Mahmoud Tawfiq also congratulated the President on Sinai Liberation Day. In the cable, the Interior Minister said that the anniversary is a source of inspiration for the future generations as it reminds Egyptians of the sacrifices made by the armed forces personnel in dignity battles with the aim of ensuring victory for the nation. The day commemorates the return of the Sinai Peninsula to Egypt's custody upon the completion of its liberation. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi received a Kuwaiti investment delegation headed by Mr. Mohammed Jassim Al-Sakr, head of the Kuwaiti side in the Egyptian-Kuwaiti Cooperation Council. Presidential spokesman Ambassador Mohammed al-Shinawi said that President el-Sisi welcomed the Kuwaiti delegation, praising the brotherly relationship binding His Excellency with His Highness Sheikh Mash'al Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, Emir of the State of Kuwait. President el-Sisi highlighted that the challenges facing the global economy as well as the current international circumstances necessitates intensifying cooperation and integration between Arab countries. This cooperation comes in light of the unique nature of the Egyptian-Kuwaiti relations, which serve as a model of constructive and fruitful cooperation based on trust and mutual respect. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi expressed on Thursday Egypt's full solidarity with families of the victims in a recent attack that targeted Indian tourists in Kashmir. During a phone call with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the head of state also expressed his condolences to the Indian government over the killing. Presidential spokesman Mohammed al-Shinawi said that President el-Sisi stressed Egypt's condemnation of all kinds of terrorist attack, referring to efforts exerted by Egypt to confront the terrorism phenomenon as well as extremism. For his part, the Indian Premier expressed his appreciation to Egypt's good gesture, confirming the deep and strong ties binding the two friendly nations and peoples. Their telephone conversation tackled bilateral ties with the two sides, stressing on the importance of the joint action in order to translate the strategic partnership between the two countries into noticeable projects and programs in various fields of cooperation. President el-Sisi and Premier Modi called on intensifying communications at high levels with the aim of discovering new horizons of cooperation and realizing aspirations of Egyptian and Indian peoples for progress and prosperity. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi received on Thursday Italy's Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Antonio Tajani in the attendance of Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati. During the meeting, the Italian minister delivered greetings of Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni to the President and asserted her keenness on boosting bilateral relations on all levels. The spokesman added that President el-Sisi praised the strong ties binding Egypt and Italy and expressed aspirations to foster joint cooperation in various domains, especially to economic trade and investments fields. The meeting also tackled means of enhancing coordination over illegal immigration file and several regional and international issues of common concern. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Immigration and Expatriates Badr Abdelati received Italian Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani in Cairo on Thursday. The two top diplomats held bilateral talks, followed by expanded talks in the attendance of the two countries' delegations. The talks tackled means of cementing distinguished relations binding the two nations in different fields, in addition to a number of regional and international issues of mutual concern. Following their meeting, the two ministers expressed their keenness on enhancing cooperation in several domains, especially the energy and renewable energy. Before signing a number of memoranda of understanding, the two sides agreed on activating the Business Council of the two countries and increasing investment during the coming period. Israeli airstrikes killed at least 36 people on Thursday, including a family of 6 whose home was struck in Gaza City. Israel resumed its military offensive in the Gaza Strip on March 18.